Hello, beautiful, intuitive parents. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I'm really excited about this. I want to talk a little bit about something that I've been doing now since the beginning of this year. If you follow me on Facebook, particularly on my personal profile, although those of you that are part of the Facebook group that I run, you will already know about this. But it's my way of reframing the posts that I am putting out there as brag posts. So you will see that nearly all of my personal posts, it's a bit of a tongue twister, over the past kind of few months have really been framed as a way of celebrating myself and a way of sharing information about what I'm doing, but really with an emphasis on my personal self-worth and my personal ability to stand in my truth and my power and really shine a light to say, I did that. That was me who created that. And to really offer that as like an invitation for other people to celebrate themselves too. So in this video, what I want to do is actually share with you some of the reasons why this is really important, not just from your own personal perspective, but also as an intuitive parent, as a parent who is absolutely here to raise the consciousness and to help your children to expand their awareness and expand their sense of self from something that can feel quite contracted and like you have to follow certain rules into something that feels a lot more loving and like you are worthy and have this sense of real self-worth and self-confidence, which is what we want for our kids. We want our kids to feel empowered. We want our kids to be in the world feeling like they deserve wealth and abundance. So a lot of this creation around bragging and self-celebration is a very taboo subject. It's a very uncomfortable subject. It's something where we really shy away from celebrating ourselves because the matrix that we live in and the paradigm that we are currently controlled by does not make this a norm. It does not make this something that is acceptable in society. So for many of us, there is huge amounts of shame and guilt that is held around self-celebration, about speaking up about your achievements. It's perfectly fine for somebody else to recognize you, and we spend a huge amount of our time waiting for validation from others. But when it comes to actually going inwards and realizing that validation does not come from the outside of self, you will never feel completely whole when you are constantly striving to reach these invisible bars that will give you feedback from somebody outside of yourself, whether it be a teacher at school, whether it be your boss at work, whether it's your partner, your husband, your wife, whether it's your kids wanting somebody to say, thanks, Mom, you're doing a great job. That consistent search for approval and validation is something that we learn from a very, very young age, because our society sets us up in a way that embeds these mental processes around needing to be in competition, always living in lack. And so just by simply shifting your mindset, by doing one brag a day about something that you have done really well, that you're owning from the inside out, is hugely powerful. So I want to give you kind of 3 reasons why bragging and reframing what you share with the world in a brag format is actually massively beneficial for yourself, for your own confidence, for your kids, because they are seeing you step into your power. They're seeing you shine. They're seeing that it's okay to celebrate self and to say, I did this well. It was me, I did this. Not waiting for approval from us as the parent. You're actually showing them how to be an empowered individual. So this is also collectively, you know, what we do at IPIK is really looking at the collective consciousness. And so using bragging is actually a way to expand the collective. So the first reason that bragging is so valuable is because when you reframe something as, you know, I brag that today I, you know, managed to make lunch for my kids and didn't lose my shit. You know, that could be a really simple brag. You could brag that you woke up in the morning and, you know, took 3 deep breaths. It doesn't actually matter what it is, but it's the ownership of what you're doing. And the reason that this is so important is because it's reframing your way of thinking from lack, like, oh my God, look at all the things I didn't do this morning. Look at all the things in my day that went wrong. So often when somebody says to you, you know, oh, how's your day been? You might say something like, yeah, it's been pretty good, but, and then everything that follows that will be all of the things that you didn't do right, or a focus on the one thing that is really bothering you that is not okay in your life. It's a negative. It's something that you are putting your energy and attention and focus on in the polarity energy. It's the energy of lack, that something is not okay. So when we start to reframe and we start bragging in a way that brings positive energy, what we're actually doing is allowing our mind to start to build neural pathways that say, I'm an incredible human. I'm an incredible mum. Look at all the things I have done, instead of focusing on all the things I haven't. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when you start to do this, it opens portals of possibility for other people to be like, that's really interesting. Look at that person there that's doing it differently. Because this isn't a norm, because it's not okay to boast, because it looks like you're being arrogant, because, you know, it can really be seen as elitist, or, oh, look at that person that's celebrating themselves, you know. But the difference is when we're coming from an energy of love and compassion from our heart space, that isn't arrogance. And it's certainly not boastful. It's actually just a celebration of self. And we are taught not to do that. So when you start to open this world of, it's okay for me to brag, for me to say I did this well, that instantly opens a portal of possibility for other people, for your kids to go, wow, hey, mum, I've got to brag. When my kids start bragging, that is like, oh my God, how incredible is this that they're able to self-celebrate? That is massive. So if you do that, if you create that within yourself, you are opening a portal of possibility for not just your kids, but other people's kids, other parents, people who look at you and go, wow, look how empowered and strong and courageous that person is to step outside of the box. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that this is collectively a paradigm shift in mindset. So when we're thinking about bragging, it's not just about that one brag in that moment. It's the collective web and the collective energy that starts to be created, because suddenly there are other people jumping on that bandwagon, because suddenly you're standing up against the matrix of control, you know, the paradigm of patriarchy, if you want to call it that, you know, the very authoritarian style of parenting. You will do as I say. You know, I will tell you to do this. You will follow my instructions. There is no room for your emotion, your needs, you know, to be met. It's about me as the parent telling you this is how it will be, and that's what you're going to do. That is a very masculine in the energy form, not saying males, but masculine driven energy. And it doesn't work in the ascension. It is not how we are here to parent our children in this massive up level of consciousness. We are here to be heart-led. We are here to step more into the feminine, to balance the energies. Not to say, oh, you know, the feminine needs to take over. It's not about that. It's about finding balance. So when we start to do small things like this that push us into fear, because it is scary to start to brag and say, I'm really good at this. I did this well. This happened because of me. It's just a very, very small reframe, but it is contributing massively to the collective, to a new way of being, to a new shift and ripple of people and humans that are epic and shining this brighter light in the world. And then your children are going to do the same thing, and they're going to shine a brighter light in the world. So this isn't just about, oh, I'm just going to brag and that's it. This has so much more impact than that. And so for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, jump onto Facebook, go and have a look at my personal profile, and you will be able to see a whole heap of brag posts that I have shared. If you want to join our Facebook group, then that is another amazing place to come and be part of a collective where we're all practicing this, and, you know, really opening a space for magic to be created in your world. We cannot be wealthy, abundant, you know, in that high vibration energy space and attract the things we want into our life if we are still shut down in terms of celebration of self. Celebration of self, gratitude is all a part of opening the heart space, is all a part of allowing more pleasure and more fun and more play into daily life, and not getting stuck in the paradigms of control and authoritarianism. That shuts down the heart. It closes off your intuition, your energy. It really pulls you down into those denser energy frequencies. So right now, we're in this point on the planet where we are expanding, where the ascension is happening, and we are allowing ourselves to follow these intuitive nudges. And so one of the ways you can really accelerate that is to personally, as the parent, step into this role as a role model, as someone who will celebrate themselves, as someone who will practice self-love, and really open this doorway for new portals of energy and this real shift in the paradigm and lifting the energy of this control matrix. So for those of you that are like, wow, yeah, this is amazing, go check out my Facebook personal profile, which is where you'll see heaps of these posts. And if you feel like you want to learn more about what we do in IPIK, how we do create this magical creation, how we are all about energy, vibration, and resonance, and parenting from this very, very different space, then please book a call with me, a magical connection call. You get an hour of my time, and we can actually look at where your magic is at the moment kind of locked in and needs to be released. And that's something that we can really look at, dig into, and find, you know, your pathway to magical creation. What can you do that is going to open that magic in your life so you can really create what it is you want for yourself and your family? So big love to you all. I am looking forward to seeing more brag posts popping up on my socials. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your week. And anybody who wants to get some Emily magicness, then book a call. Let's connect. I'm excited. And yeah, we'll see you very soon. Mwah.